is Sunday, February 12th. We're just doing a video to show where we're at with our yard. This is a Hong Kong orchid tree. It is the only thing that is here from when we first moved in. Obviously it needs to be trimmed up a little bit, but we'll take care of that when it's done flowering. Moving up the driveway to the front of the house, we have a Kerry mango. In a couple of years we'll get some fruit out of it, and overall it should top out at about 15 feet tall. We replaced the standard box shrubs that were here at our front door, enlarging the space and making it more open, making the front area more welcoming. In the back here we have dwarf fire bushes. In front are yellow daisy bushes, which are perennial flower, and the little blue flowers are blue days, and then just some dusty millers for some color and some contrast while everything fills out the space. Over here, this is the first planting that we did. There's two jatropha shrubs, and in the bed here we have a fire spike in the middle, which attracts hummingbirds, and we've already seen one, with native blueberries flanking it on either side, and strawberries in front. And the strawberries, even though we planted them in December, just started giving us flowers and berries. In front we have some snow vines and some blue days again, and then a jatropha on the end. Coming around the side of the house, we have a snow bush. The color of the foliage matches the vines that we just planted in the front. And flanking the window are native coffee plants, supposed to attract butterflies and birds. And across from them is a Simpson stopper. It will have little white flowers and is also supposed to attract birds and butterflies and other pollinators. It's also a native plant and will get quite large, providing us some screening. The little flower bed here has a little bit of ginger, and up in front we have turmeric. Turmeric in front, little gingers coming up in the back, and some weeds, of course, because that's what's all around it. This beautiful little purple shrub is a lilac Mona, and it will stay little. Eventually we will take the palm here, we're going to try and find a mate to it, and we're going to put two of them here when we get to working on the part of the house in the ground, not in pots. We come to Citrus Row. We have Meyer Lemon, which is starting to flower. You see the tiny little flower buds, and a profuse amount of them. Next to that in line is the Persian lime. It is not flowering, but since we planted it a couple weeks ago, we do have some new growth. And this one here is a Valencia orange, and you can see we are just getting some blooms opened. And the last in line here is a Barbados cherry. It really hasn't done much since we planted it, but she is here. This is my herb bed. We have a few peas in there that are finishing up, a bunch of garlic. We're actually moving this in the next few days to a sunnier location, and also one that is not in the Squirrel Highway. This is one of two milkweed beds. I believe the yellow ones on the left are Mexican milkweed, and then the other ones are native Florida milkweed. This is rosemary, and this is where we're going to have the new bed here. And excuse our mess, we just planted a whole bunch of stuff yesterday and dug up the yard. The bed here to the right is actually going to be picked up and moved. We've been trying to grow lettuces and spinach in it, but bugs ate it all. This is some new plantings that we did yesterday. Dead center, in the one that already has mulch around it, is an American Beauty berry. Also supposed to be a great attractor for the birds and the butterflies. A couple little alyssums in front of that. The pink one off to the left here is Cleome. There's an impatient in front of that, and the little flowering one is a pentas. In the middle here we have a creeping verbena. Snapdragons in the back. And these cute little ones here in front are a type of salvia with another pentas. This tub, or this bed, has sweet potatoes in it. We brought some purple sweet potatoes back with us from Alabama when we were there at Thanksgiving. One of them took off, and that is what you see in this bed. There is an orange sweet potato that started growing too, but it's tucked in the back and being overtaken. In the back of that bed is a shrimp plant, and they have really fun little flowers that kind of come out and grow on top of each other. In front of that, we have a plant called a vermillionaire, and that one is perennial. We have a yellow snapdragon, a yarrow plant, and then up front here we have 3 little coral bells, some alyssum, and just some blue salvia. So this will all eventually fill in. We have a little butterfly mutter place and a little pot of cilantro. This is our first milkweed bed that we started. We started it right after Thanksgiving as well. And the caterpillars, we ended up with at least 15 of them, if not more. And they completely ate it down and decimated it. By Christmas, there was nothing left. But now it looks like this, but we can see the little butterflies have been busy. There's a couple of caterpillars there, and there's one in there. This flower here, the red, dark purple, is a cranberry hibiscus. This one does have edible flowers. You can take the flowers like this, and you can pluck them off, and you can dry the petals and make them into a tea. And in front of that is a plant called a bulbine. Some sources say it's a native Floridian, others say it's not. We have the remnants of a Roma tomato plant. You can see that it's pretty much on its last legs and just has a couple of green tomatoes. This is my lemongrass. And over here is a cherry tomato plant that we bought. It's already twice the size it was when we bought it last fall. We bought it full of flowers. It made tomatoes, quit growing, and when our first cold snap came, we plucked all the tomatoes off of it, and it just pretty much died back, and then it started growing again as soon as it got warm. So we're just going to leave it be, and all around it are, of course, carrots, because carrots love tomatoes. This little stick here is a LSU purple fig tree. That's our new patio. We've got one palm in the ground at the walkway. In front of that is another native coffee plant. When the spa comes, those 2 hibiscus will go in the ground. We have a double red hibiscus, a clematis, which is a type of citrus fruit. It's small. Those are probably about half the size that they'll actually get all the little fruits on there. Calamondin, that is what it is. Calamondin. And they will turn orange, and we'll let you know how they taste. And then we have, this is a type of jatropha, and a coral, I think it's called a coral bush, or a coral plant. We think it looks cute. It's like at this point, like little miniature palm trees. It will get red flowers like the jatropha in the front yard. Moving along, we have a couple of banana trees. The first one on the left is an ice cream banana. The fruits, when they emerge, will be blue, and then they will turn yellow. And the smaller one is a type of little apple banana, a nanois. Little tiny bananas that taste really sweet and good. This is one of the vegetable beds that we're just going to start. We're just waiting on some dirt. We installed some crotons. Those are these little colorful shrubs here that will provide a little bit of screening for the air conditioner. And last but certainly not least, we have a pineapple patch. So this is the work we've done in the last 3.5 months since we